back with another video, and this video will probably be going to go through what is NestJs. So why there was a need of a NestJs and what is NestJs. So we'll just keep it very simple. We're gonna explain the architecture of NestJs. So before understanding the architecture of NestJs, we need to understand the architecture of the existing stuff. So in existing stuff, let's say in Node and Express, you have something like let's call it this. You had something like a, let's say, backend, and in backend you had something you had something as in service. So I'll give it short, services. Then we have helpers, we have routes, we have models, and we have tests, other stuff, right? So let's say how these will be populating is if we have two queries. Let's say these are two. One is user details, get user details, let's call it get user details. All right, and the other one is, let's say if a user is under a company, so we say get company details, right? Yeah. And what it happens here is so this is coming from this is coming from user table, and this is coming from company table. So we company table or section, you can call it, right? So right now what the Node and Express structure is like this will be in these routes, right? This will also be linked with the services. Not only that, this will also be linked with the helpers, let's call it that. And since we need to define the input and output type, so this will also be linked to models, and then it will have tests or not. So same for the company, like if we have to get the company, this will be linked to the services, helpers, and routes and models separate by separate, right? So let's say if we get any issue in any of this, let's say in company, we need to go to the routes first, and in the routes we have this and this as well. We need to find this and then go into the service, which is calling that method, and then go into the helpers, which helpers are used if there are any, and go into the models, and etc. In NestJs, what we're basically doing is we are eliminating this, and we are basically eliminating this as well. So we are naming them as user module, then we are calling it as company module. So this will contain all the stuffs of the user, let's say get user, add user, we can have or add company, edit company. And since these are modules, what we'll do, so you see this is one module, and this is another module. And in our backend we will have something like app, then user module. The user module will have controller, service, DTO, module, and then we have oops. And then we have company module, which will have all of these things again. So what will be that this whole thing will be linked to just this, and this whole thing will be linked to just this. So whenever I get a issue in this, let's say get user details, now I know I need to go into user modules, then look into the controllers, look into the service for this user module, so it maintains the application structure. Now we have something as decorators, which are defined by as at. So we can add another thing, like we have something as guards in it inside each module, or we can have outside, but guards or middle layers. So the decorator can be called by this at, and let's say datetime decorator, so it will affect the date time. It can be added onto the controller, and then it will affect the working of basically it can define a specific behavior to any of the controller or any of the service. So that's all the whole architecture.